Well, don't know what I'm supposed to say. Basically, can't install updates. That's what I'm going to say. No, basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of recording and documenting basically something fairly momentous and sort of exciting, but also not that exciting. Maybe it's just not a big deal, but it feels like it's a big deal to me. So I want to at least honor it as much as I can. So what is that thing? Basically, I have not seen my actual book yet. So basically, by the way, I ripped off the label just in case anyone wanted to find my address. Basically, that's it. But basically, I haven't opened my book yet. I haven't seen a copy of it yet. One of my editors, Bria, actually opened the first official copy because it got delivered to New York before it got delivered to here. Naturally, they're ahead of us in time. But I just wanted to open it on camera. Kind of the same way I published it with the people who helped the project come to life. I'm going to record it on here too. I'm not sure I'm going to do anything with it. Like, really, who cares? But for me, it's kind of exciting. And since my box of author copies is like a week and a half away, I figured this would be an exciting thing to do anyhow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up and look at my book for the first time. All I've seen up to this point always had this little bar that says not for sale, and it cuts right across the title. So it's really annoying, and you can't see everything that you want. So basically, this should be kind of cool. So there's also a copy in here for my parents. They don't actually know, or maybe they sort of know, I have no idea, that I wrote a book. So that's cool. I also had another copy delivered to the family that I told about this over breakfast during the summer 2020, this idea that I had. I had that delivered. I don't know if they got it or not. But basically, I haven't looked at mine. So here's me opening and looking at my book for the first time. So much packaging. Now, of course, when I open this, there's always a chance it's like damaged right off the bat. And that would be disappointing. But, yep. It's in here. It looks like a book. That's always a good thing. There's 2 copies in here, by the way. It ain't that thick. There's one for my parents and one for me. Boy, barcodes are different these days. Like, the barcode here has like a QR code on it now. Like, stuff's fancy. It looks really cool. So a Pops cover, like Michelle's cover art and Matt's design here looks really nice. The binding is crisply precise, like none of that bleed over from that desktop that's on the front. The cupcake looks clean. Everything looks clean. By the way, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but the title font and script is Michelle as well. Freehanding that. You pop it open and you see like the little cupcake section breaks and everything. Let's look at a chapter header, like with the squiggle. Yeah, the squiggle. It's chapter -5. Yeah, I do some different stuff with the chapter numbers. That's really the only non-conventional thing that I do. There's also a chapter in here. There's also a section in which my handwriting is used. Let's see if I can find the section with my handwriting. There's a handwritten letter in here. But basically I used my handwriting font. I have made a font of my handwriting. There it is. So yep, page 183 has my handwriting on it, which is kind of crazy to see in print. Looks good. The most important thing is when I look at this, it looks like a book on the inside. Like, despite the fact that I had to format it, it looks professional enough. And yeah, the last thing I want to look at, I know what the last words are of the book. Basically, I've known that for a long time. I knew what the last words were going to be for quite some time. But basically, they are right there. And then my acknowledgements are right there. I was going to say, oh, there's like a margins issue. But no, it's just there's a single word on a line. So, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. They put a lot of blank pages in at the end. Like, I don't know why they do. So yeah, this is less for everyone. Oh, there we go. The dedication page, which I feel the most bad about not having finished in time to give to the group of people it's dedicated to while they were still in school. But it's cool that it's here now. It looks like a real book because it is a real book. So basically, like, the class asked for a reading of the first section, and like I'm gonna bring a copy of this tomorrow to school just in case. But I wouldn't read. I don't know. When you do a reading, would you read the prologue? I don't think you'd read the prologue, so I'm not gonna read the prologue. I'm just gonna read the first section of the first chapter, chapter -10. Yeah, I said that right. So this is the beginning of Sweet Appeal by me. And by the way, I feel safe in reading this because I think it's exactly what you can get on the preview on Amazon on the website. Is that true? I bet that's what you can get. Look inside. I'm going to look inside. Is it right? Yep, you get just a little past that. So, cool stuff. With his eyes locked on the elephant towering above him, Leo Iskreen stepped forward and pressed his nose to the wall. Some buildings at Evanston High School featured abrasive stucco, but Leo's nostrils found only smooth stone coated with a light December chill. Leo let his eyes slide down from the two-dimensional creature as he inhaled with a probing sniff. His elephant would celebrate its second birthday in February, but Leo could swear the scent of fresh paint still clung to the massive gymnasium's exterior some days. He wanted nothing more than to breathe in the faintest remnants of that victorious moment. I wish I was still a sophomore, he mused. While his nose probed the night air for wisps of those glorious days during its painting, Leo took a step back to regard the creature one more time. From his vantage point a dozen feet below, its toes loomed large, and even those bland digits somehow reflected ferocity. His elephant always plowed forward with intense conviction. The matte texture he had chosen imbued it with a rugged realism that he always admired. Sweeping his eyes over the artwork, Leo willed the image to overwhelm his racing thoughts. The elephant stood poised to trample anything in its path. Couldn't it crush and flatten his concerns about Sunday and Thursday as well? His shoulders sagged as soon as the words invaded his thoughts. Thursday, he whispered to himself with the resignation of a whimpering white flag. Don't think about. Nearby, the heavy aluminum door of the gym flew open, and the clang of its collision with the wall tore Leo's eyes away from the mural. A flood of intense light and squeaking sneakers chased out a young family leaving the game. Leo felt the wind disturb his wavy brown dark hair, but he remained frozen to his spot while the door screeched to a close with agonizing slowness. Thursday. Sunday. Thursday. Leo began to bite down on his lip, but caught himself and snuck one last glance at the elephant instead. He took a deep breath and then exhaled. He needed to move before someone noticed him and accused him of coasting on former victories. But, after furtive glances in all directions, he leaned in and took one last succulent sniff at the wall. He sighed and dropped his eyes. The scent of that long-dried paint eluded him this time. This was Sweet Appeal by Michael J. Steele. Story by me, Claire Formaker, and Vian Le. Artwork by Michelle Yee. Script work by Michelle Yee. And cover design by my best friend since first grade, Matthew Stevenson. So I hope you're interested. If I do post this on YouTube, you can be assured that a link will be in the description. I get to quote all my favorite YouTubers when I say that. But in any event, yeah, thanks for indulging me. I mean, I guess you don't have to. You don't have to look at this video. There's no math in it. But yeah, like I find this to be a very proud moment. Although I will say, like I felt a little less emotion now than I did on Friday when I pressed the publishing button, just because I didn't have everyone with me. But yeah, this still makes me happy. So, again, I hope you consider reading it if that's a thing that you're into. And yeah, night everybody.